I for sure have a love-hate relationship with Hazbin Hotel, and by extension Hell of a Boss, as most of you can probably already tell. I also have a love-hate thing with plot twists. How do we know they're done well? Or done badly? Isn't this all down to our own interpretation? You know, twists like, it was a dream all along, or, oh my god, Darth Vader is Luke's father, or Bruce Willis was a ghost the entire time. Plot twists are meant to be shocking while also not relying on shock value alone. It should add depth to the story, it should either resolve or enhance the main conflict, and it should be foreshadowed subtly throughout the story. And most importantly, at least in my opinion, it should be believable and consistent with the established narrative. Does the twist of Angel being a spy for Vox fulfill all these requirements? I had to take a step away from talking about this show and making content entirely for the sake of my sanity for a little while, because content creation burnout is a thing. I also had a huge hang-up talking about Angel Dust himself. Like, getting what was in my brain down into a coherent script took an abnormal amount of time for me, because I genuinely feel Angel Dust from Hazbin Hotel deserves better than this. The whole Vox hypnotizing Angel, using him as a spy, really rubs me the wrong way. I was just feeling ugh after that reveal, and I finally figured out why. Angel Dust to me is the most well thought out and developed character of the show, while also being one of the most controversial and underutilized. I mean, I understand why they didn't use Angel for the advert for the hotel in episode 1, since he's, you know, he works for the industry, quote unquote, but even he points out how they're not utilizing him. He says he's simply there for free rent. But what if from the beginning Angel shows that he legit wants redemption, and then we later learn that he's working for Vox as a spy? As in, what if the Angel is a spy reveal happens earlier in the show, and the twist we get is when Vox uses hypnosis on him when Vox sees Angel does want to change? Wouldn't that have worked better? Like, the longer Angel sees how hard Charlie works for getting him redeemed actually makes him genuinely want it. I honestly thought we were going to see more of Angel trying to actually prove to Charlie that he does want redemption, but doesn't feel like he deserves it. But, you know, Charlie treats Angel like shit in season 2, but we'll get to that in another video. Instead, we get Sir Pentious kind of stealing that idea away, in spite Angel being the first to stay at the hotel in the first place, and yet Charlie uses Angel as an example of redemption being possible in heaven instead of Sir Pentious, who she spent more time with and showed more potential and willingness to change. And is the one that ends up being redeemed at the end of season 1. At least after we learned Pentious was there to spy for Vox. But even this throws out more questions. Pentious wasn't under hypnosis. Vox was spying on the hotel via devices Pentious was planting. Why Vox doesn't hypnotize Pentious I will never figure out. Actually, yes, I can, because the writers wanted to hide the fact Vox can hypnotize people until the Angel reveal. This would have worked if we didn't already know Vox can do this since episode 1, when he's hypnotizing a massive crowd. Is this foreshadowing? If so, it's about as subtle as a kick in the teeth. Vox can't only hypnotize people, he can also control electricity, such as security cameras, watches, television monitors, mobile phones, and can also teleport through electronic devices. Someone who can control CCTV and any electronic device, wouldn't that make using Angel as a spy, or anybody as a spy, kinda pointless? This reveal really didn't land for me. I just kind of assumed the reason why Vox knew things like how Lucifer can't hurt sinners and other things was literally because of his ability to use technology. What does hypnotizing Angel actually get him when he could just spy through someone's phone, anyone's phone, and imitate people's voices, which we learned he can do in season 2? If he can control devices while also pretend to be someone he isn't, that would make using someone as a spy completely and utterly pointless. But also, if Angel was already spying for him, why send Pentious to the hotel at all? And if he can have devices planted and spy through them, why would he need a spy at all? He can literally spy through cameras, TVs, or phones, right? This would further explain why Alistair hates modern technology, because he knows Vox can use it to spy on people. And if Alistair knows Vox can spy on people, the only reason I can think that Alistair doesn't reveal this to Charlie or anyone else at the hotel is for his own sick, twisted entertainment. But don't worry, we'll get to Alistair properly in another video. But But there was another reason that this reveal gave me the ick, and I need to circle back to season 1 in order to explain. Viewers accused the show of glamorizing SA in season 1, while I say it glamorized the industry that Angel works in, not SA itself. But this is what makes talking about Angel so damn difficult. The subject matter. For me, since I am Ace, analyzing a character that works in that industry while also being in an abusive relationship, quote unquote, under contract, yeah, but let's call a spade. This is SA, and I really hope the show's writing serves as a way to help people heal from their own SA instead of it feeling like, well, Angel is just a pawn for the writers to sacrifice. So throwing hypnosis into the mix brings up a whole load of really awkward questions I really don't want to hear the answers to. So these questions are rhetorical. Is Angel under hypnosis while working for Val, for instance? I know he's under contract, but if Vox can hypnotize him, does that mean he can literally make him do anything without his consent? Now do you see why it took me several months to talk about this? As a survivor of SA myself, this was probably what made me hesitate on discussing Angel at all. However, yet again, Hazbin's biggest problem is the writing, and sadly Angel is the one that suffers the most from it. A plot twist is a sudden, unexpected change in the fortunes or situations of the character's setting or plot. This reveal for sure changes Angel's trajectory in the show, but I feel the reveal could have been done so much better. Why did Angel have to learn he was a spy the same time as the audience does? If he's aware he's under hypnosis, then of course he's going to leave the hotel to protect his friends from himself. That was an obvious thing that was going to happen. But wouldn't it have been better for him to realize he was under hypnosis while his friends Husk and Cherry Bomb were trying to save him? Or more to the point, how the hell did his friends even know he was under hypnosis before this point? It was revealed to Angel and the audience, but we never have a scene showing the rest of the cast figuring it out. So how the hell do they know he's under Vox's mind control, or how to break it? You know, if you want to have your big plot twist be about a character under hypnosis, maybe you should have the characters actually learn this too, instead of just conveniently saying they already know, because magic. Have them be shocked by the twist as well. That's kind of the point of plot twists. They're meant to shock the audience as well as the characters. They need to make sense, be believable, and consistent within the established narrative, which to me, this plot twist fails to do spectacularly. As I've said before, and I will say it again until I am blue in the face, Hazbin Hotel's writing is bad. It relies on supplemental material to answer basic world-building questions, and the show itself is rushed and squeezes as much into a short runtime as possible, while also not focusing on what needs to be developed. The fandom does a lot to fill in the holes in the show, and a fandom shouldn't have to do that. Season 2 has made it clear to me that the show relies heavily on fan service, intentionally adding moments purely to please the audience instead of actually focusing on vital character development and storylines. Or it adds even more characters we really don't need, or have a character in a new outfit that feels like this was simply added for the cosplayers to frantically make a new outfit based on this moment. Like when Angel does this performing in the casino. Okay, it does serve as more than just that, because Husk sees this for the first time along with the audience. This isn't a plot twist, but it is a character reveal moment that I really liked. It's all at once empowering and haunting in a way. It feels like this is the first time we see the real Angel, and the first time Husk sees Angel performing by his own rules instead of being under Val's instructions. Now, I know the fandom ships these two, but for me personally, I kind of see Angel and Husk more as a father-son dynamic. Just my interpretation of what we've seen so far in the show. Learning that Angel killed his dad also feeds further into why Angel was so angsty toward Husk, pushing him away until Husk was able to break through his wall and connect to him, relating to him that they're both losers and Angel wasn't alone. That to me is something a father figure would do or a mentor would do in that moment, not necessarily a love interest. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, Angel just being a drag queen is obviously no surprise to us, the audience, but to Husk it is, and this does do a lot to develop Angel's character further. Drag is all about self-expression, and here Angel is the most confident and free we have ever seen him, and it's wonderful to see, and this is possibly my favourite scene in the entire show so far. So, Why right after this do we get a reveal that was so mishandled that it may have ruined Angel entirely? It's taken me a while to get around to talking about Hazbin again, because of the things that bothered me the most while watching season 2 was how they handled revealing Angel Dust being a spy by Vox all along. If Vox can hypnotize literally anyone, he could use any of the residents of Hell to do this, and more importantly, why couldn't he hypnotize Alistair? Or Charlie, for that matter? If you have a character that can use hypnosis, you know what makes that work better? When either the audience knows who's hypnotized or the characters know, and make it known to the audience without the character who is hypnotized know. Why? Because then there's tension. If we had the knowledge, then we would have tension. Without that, this reveal feels more like an excuse to hurt Angel even more. What bothers me is that it's not only revealed to the audience but to Angel himself at the same time, that he was under the hypnosis the entire time. Reveal it to the audience but not the character. Once the character knows and the audience knows, there's no more tension. Now Angel knows he's being used by Vox as a spy this entire time. Of course he won't allow himself to live in the hotel anymore, so Vox has essentially lost his spy now, right? There are things I like about this show, but it makes it super hard to enjoy it when the writing is so damn flimsy. Yes, this is all my opinion, but I really needed to get this off my chest because I just don't understand how a plot twist like this was going to work in a show that just doesn't take its time to be coherent. A plot twist can only be believable if it is consistent with the pre-established narrative, but sadly the pre-established narrative of this show is so full of holes, no wonder the plot twist didn't work. The show instead spends more time on fan service instead of making the show what it deserves to be. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Mad Munchkin, stay creative.